47 years since he retired, and Otis Taylor still isn't in the Hall of Fame. And he was the best receiver of his generation. How does that happen? My name is Jason Watkins. I'm the owner of Advanced Lifestyle Digital Marketing, and I was approached a few weeks back by a friend of mine who was working with a group of people from his college at Prairie View A&M University. Some other alumnus who were trying to get together and help Otis Taylor get into the Hall of Fame. He asked me just to build a website, and I decided maybe I could do a little bit more. So here I am. Excited. Now, I'm not going to get into all the arguments that we need to get into right now. What I'm going to tell you is that we are going to get Otis Taylor, look at this man, into the Hall of Fame. It's criminal that he's not in the Hall of Fame now. And I cannot even imagine what these excuses that I've been reading about of why he isn't in. Look at that. He one-handed grabbed it falling down. The guy's amazing. Running through people, over people. 6'3", 215, 4.5 speed. Could dance in a phone booth and never touch the glass. You know, I mean, the guy was just that quick, that fast, that had that kind of move. It's unfathomable to me that we don't have this man in the Hall of Fame, and particularly after his eligibility on the first vote, the first 5 years of voting was up 37 years ago. He's been getting chances for 42 years and they haven't put him in. This is asinine. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to go through. We have a lot of content that we're about to put out there to you, because by June we have to have convinced the committee that they need to put him in the Hall. June 1st. So what we're going to do is we are going to attack this campaign from a lot of different angles, social media wise. We are doing a big letter campaign as well. This is going to be one of our mailers. We're going to be asking people that, and I know that there's a lot of you Otis Taylor fans out there. I was wondering after all this time how many there could really be. You know, we're talking 47 years since he's played a football game. I was dumbfounded by the amount of people still talking about Otis and still calling Otis their favorite player in Chiefs history. All over Twitter, all over YouTube, all over Facebook. Vincent on 100 Yards of Football said, watching him was like gravy on the potatoes. I don't know what that means, but it was good, because I'm telling you, this guy is amazing. We're going to send as many of these mailers to the Hall of Fame as we have to send to get him in. And we're going to rattle every cage of every voter. We're going to talk to influencers and get them to talk on the record about how much of a travesty this really is. We will not let this continue to go at all. We're going to put out a podcast. We are going to put out multiple videos like this explaining the differences between Otis and some of his contemporaries. That the line is that his stats weren't up to speed with some of the other guys. That's not true. Particularly with some of the recent additions to the Hall of Fame from the wide receiver ranks, it's really not true. And I'm not going to sit here and say that any one of those guys is not fitting to be a Hall of Famer. But if they are, and we're talking about guys like Lynn Swann and guys like Bullet Bob Hayes, if these guys are Hall of Famers, so is Otis Taylor, because he was better than all of them. Okay, his stats were right there with them. Some of them he might have been a shade behind, you know, and we're talking at most 1,600 yards, 10 or 12 touchdowns. But in those cases, he usually played anywhere from 25 to 60 less games than that person. I've got plenty of examples of this. So the stats are out the window. I'm not listening to that ridiculous excuse anymore. The other thing I'm not hearing is that, well, whatever stats he did build was because of the AFL being inferior in the first years before the merger. That's ridiculous too, because by the time he got to where they were playing interleague games week to week, he was still smoking the NFL players' asses. So you cannot tell me that the guy wasn't wasn't good in the other league if he's kicking your ass when he gets to yours. Like in Super Bowl 4, when he turns a 5-yard hitch play into a 42-yard touchdown and just broke down two of the greatest defenders in Minnesota history. They weren't supposed to win that game, just like the Jets weren't supposed to beat the Colts the year before that. And guess what? The AFL won 2 of the first 4 and 4 of the first 8 Super Bowls. Stop telling me this, and we're going to find a way to get him in. We are going to get this man in the Hall of Fame. He is like a modern day, well, in today's 6'3", 215, and that fast translates to any era. And I can't even imagine what he would do in an era where he's getting targeted 10, 15 times a game. This man needs to be in the Hall. We're going to make it happen. Hey guys, sign up below. Go ahead and so you can enter our website. Put your email in there. We're going to send lots of content, and we're going to have it in lots of different places. And that's the reason why we want everybody on this email list. When there's a new piece of content, we want to get you out there. What we're going to be asking you fans for from Kansas City and Houston, where he went to high school, and college at Prairie View outside of Houston. We're going to ask you guys to get behind this train and make it happen. Send these letters out. We're going to make it these letters available to you. We'll mail them for you. All you got to do is purchase them. We will mail them for you. We will make sure that we are flooding the mailbox of the Hall of Fame this year. On top of that, we need to be calling in and tweeting and putting stuff on our Facebook group and into YouTube and things like that. Talk about it. Demand that we get him in this. There is no reason whatsoever that Otis Taylor shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. And if we work together, but we will need you, we will get him in. But stick with us. Go ahead and drop your email in there below. Enter the site, take a look at everything we got there, and get ready, because we're going to start unloading a lot of stuff on you, and it's going to be fun. We're going to have a podcast as well. I was going to ask everybody, particularly you fans that were tweeting so much, I'd love it if you would take your phone and do a 15-second to 2-minute video about why you loved Otis Taylor. I saw so many people that said it's their favorite Chief of all time. I want to hear some of these stories, and so would everybody else. We can get him trending in the right direction, and we can get him into the Hall of Fame. But it's going to take a valiant effort by all of us to do it. The Hall of Fame's selection process needs to change a little bit. We're working on that as well. But all we can do right now is push for the best player in the AFL to get in. Let's do it. We'll do it together. I am so looking forward to this campaign, but we only have till June to make it happen. So, jump on board with us. Hey, let's have some fun with it, and let's get Otis into the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. Hey, one more thing I got for you too, guys. On our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click on the bell and like everything that you see there too. It's going to be very important as well. YouTube is going to be a big place for this. There's a lot of stuff out there already on him. We are going to be continuing to add content, talking to a lot of other influencers on YouTube. So we need people on our channel. Get on there. Right now I've only got 9 subscribers, so we need to get that up. I've got a bunch of Twitter followers. We've got a bunch of people in the Facebook group. But we really need to focus on this YouTube deal. So do me a favor, get in there, smash that subscription button, the like button, and ring the bell so that you'll get a notification. Yeah. So go ahead and do that. Make sure that you get that, though. We need a lot of followers on there as well. We're going to put out a lot of videos, so I think you're going to really want to do that as well. But again, hey, send us those videos, guys. Take a 15-second one if you want to. Just tell him the Hall of Fame, get him in the Hall. Whatever it is that you want to do, guys. This man deserves to be in, and I know that a lot of you fans really want him in there too, and so do I. Man, he's my hero, and I've been watching him just for a couple of weeks. So let's do it. I'm excited about it.